Hey Fiber friends, it's Michelle. Welcome back to Stashdown. It has been a minute. I can't believe it's been nearly a month since I jumped on here and recorded an episode. I can't believe it's almost been a month since I went to Disney, and I have not had a chance to get together with Carter to take a look at everything that I filmed when I was there and edited and put it together and make it something worth posting. So hopefully soon. Gosh, I feel like something at work today just made me feel like from like mid-July to now has just been like a blur. And I mean, earlier this spring and into the summer was also its own kind of blur with the house and, you know, that happening unexpectedly and all of that. And so it's been an exciting year. I can't believe we're headed into the fall. I can't believe it's October. I can't believe it'll be, you know, it's Halloween season. I can't believe I haven't decorated the house yet. I mean, I feel embarrassed about that, but it's been so busy. And honestly, I need, you know, I have like small house over there's where, you know, amount of Halloween decor, and, you know, it's gonna be, even if I put everything out, it would be very sparse around here. So I have to kind of rethink what I'm gonna do. There's gonna be a party. Like, I'm used to having the party that's in like pretty much one room of the house, and not feeling a lack of decor. But this year, yeah, it's gonna be, I gotta get on it this weekend. And I need to get some like lights outside and just up my Halloween decoration game, I guess, and get on it, because I have a week before the party, and then, you know, I don't want to be like last year. Last year was super lame, and I'm not even sure. I didn't decorate. No, I didn't decorate last year, and we didn't do a tree for Christmas, so lame, and I cannot get away with that in an old Victorian. I just can't. Anyway, it has been just kind of a wild, you know, last few weeks, last month or so. Just fun with the Disney trip, and then I came back to unfun. 2 weeks of just absolute brain-numbing chaos at work. Just like, you know, I felt like I was in such a good spot going into the Disney trip. I remember thinking that week, geez, you know, I feel like I just happened to pick a really good week where I was, you know, before I left, I didn't have that much trouble catching up and getting on top of things and making sure things were lined up. And then I came back and it was like, what the hell? And it just like the entire week after I got back, like, there was no re-entry on Monday. There was no just like, yeah, okay, well, we'll ease into it. And no, it was like, open the laptop, turn it on, and go. And you're braining now, lady, until the, you know, the cows come home. And it was like that Tuesday. And then by end of Wednesday, I was like, how many days are going to be like this? It was all the way through the week. And then we left to go to Colorado for a long weekend that Friday, which was another thing. It was just kind of like I was feeling that the whole time too, going like, all right, I just got back, and now I'm going to be gone for a couple days next week. And through the weekend, and by Friday night, I was just like ready to slap people and having to deal with TSA and going through the airport, and, you know, it was just like, you need a chill pill or a bottle of chill pills. Just take them all. But one like morning in the mountains, and I was fine. I was like, oh my god, this is what I need. And I just like, it was a great weekend to be in Colorado in the mountains, seeing the colors, and, you know, the aspens just look beautiful. I've never been out there in the fall, so I haven't seen the fall colors in Colorado in person. I've seen pictures, and it was just really beautiful. My next fall colors goal is definitely the East Coast. But yeah, I've been knitting like crazy, doing some spinning, just working on my big Emily Mabel Honey Gold Acres sweater spin, finally getting, you know, to more of that second bobbin. And I feel like I'm getting almost halfway through the bobbin, and I'm looking at the bag going, god, there's an awful lot of fiber still in here. So should fit on the whole bobbin like the other braid, but it looks like I've been pretty consistent with the spin. when I compare it to the singles on the first bobbin. But I mean, I didn't even talk about at from the get-go. It's been 5 minutes in before I have even mentioned that if you happen to notice, I added a little subtitle to the title of this podcast because I just could not in good conscience continue to pretend like this was going to be a podcast with a goal of stashing down. It's just so we say that with irony. We say that with not necessarily false intention, right? We want to stash down. We want to use our stuff. We've talked about that before, but the draw of the beautiful things and, you know, the textures and the smells. If you get a good woolly smell, you know, a sheepy braid of fiber or a skein of yarn, it's hard sometimes. It's hard all the time. So I have more acquisitions. I have updates. I have Disney sock updates and other updates of, you know, sock. I've been on the sock train, doing a little bit of an experiment, as I talked about before, with like what needles, like branching out of 2 at a time, toe up, magic loop sock knitting. And I've got a whole lot of single socks, either done, mostly done, or somewhere in progress on various types of needles. So I was gonna update you guys on how I felt about that, and I would love to hear your comments about if you're a sock knitter, what you prefer, what you've tried, and I'd encourage you to try different things if you haven't tried different types of needles to do yarn or to do socks. Now I just need to stay motivated to do all the second socks and all of the pairs of socks that I started. So I guess that's where I'll start. Yeah, so what did I decide to call it? Stashdown. I should have checked. On theme with normal. It's an ironic knitting podcast, something like that. Because it is. We're just going to say Stashdown ironically at this point because pretty much we're stashing up. But as long as we're using it and we're happy and joyful, just do you. Keep doing your thing. Thanks. I've had some good comments from people on the side about watching the podcast and liking the podcast and enjoying it. So thank you very much for those comments, and keep watching, keep sharing the podcast with other people. And we're up to 29 subscribers now. I always say we, like it's me and a partner in this podcast, and it's really just me and my yarn and my fiber. We're up to 29 subscribers now. So that's exciting, and I will, you know, not that the Disney thing was really much more than just for me, but for anybody who is following those and watching those, we'll try to get that one up and together. But spoiler alert, I really enjoyed the solo thing, and I will be doing it again. I think I definitively did say before I left that in order for Emma and her friends to get the deal of the bounce back discount, I had to go. So I'm taking one for the team and going with them in May. So they all decided it was fine to have old ma'am joining them. So I'm going in May, and most likely I'll bounce back off of that one as well. If Tom is able and interested and has it in his personal budget to go with me, sometime probably late next year. I'm thinking maybe November, just before Thanksgiving, because I'm understanding that might be a good time to go and see the holiday stuff, which I've never seen before. That might be a time. And if not, by George, I'm going to be booking another solo trip because I really liked it. But I won't go into that any further because you know that I can just talk a blue streak about Disney, and that's not what this podcast is. So where to start? I guess instead of looking at this fiber, I'll start with what I did when I was on my trip. As I talked about, I got a couple of different sizes of the Addy Flexi Flips to try those, and promptly, I'm pretty sure before I left, because when I was at the hotel in Milwaukee the night before I flew out, I could not find for one of the sets, because they come in a set of 3, I could not find one of them. I'm like, that's fine. I got 2 different socks going. I finished 2 socks on the trip. The first one I finished, I stupidly, and maybe I'll leave it, I don't know, I'll put it on and see how it looks, but I don't know, I guess I was just in Disney brain mode, and I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna do the bind off. I'll go up a needle size to the 2s. So then this is what happens when you do that. You get a big frilly, instead of getting a nice, you know, snug, because you're supposed to go down a needle size. So I may pull that out and go down to the 0s that I picked up, because I decided to try 0 flexi flips as well. And I think 0 is probably where I need to be for sock weight, fingering weight. But anyway, that is the first of the 2 DRK Everyday socks of that pair. I did not bring up the other, I think I showed the 2 kits that I used. This is Knit Circus from the sock yarn kit, where it comes with 2 cakes. So I'll be getting right on that one. This one fits pretty nice. It's still, I think it was just a little bit big still, not too bad. And so then this is similar. I think I did tweak it a little bit. This one I just have to bind off, but I need to wait until I get a free 0 needle. These are 0s, right? I mean 1s. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to read the numbers of, yes, these are size 1s. Anyway, a similar sock kit from Knit Circus, just a different colorway. I really like these a lot. I just need to, once I have a 0 flexi flip free, I'll bind off on a 0. But I also just the other day realized that where's my 3rd size 0? So it's fine when you originally ordered 2 sets of size 1s so that you can work on 2 socks at a time, and you lose one of the 3 of one of those sets because you still have 1 set that has 3, so you can just swap out which 3rd needle you're using, because you can't knit 2 socks at a time when you only have 1 set in that size. Somehow I've lost the 0, one of the 3 0s, and so I still have a second sock that I'm doing with flexi flips 0s. That was with my friend Laura's from Pearl Talk. Boo! Did I bring the, oh yeah, and I'm working on sock number 2, which I lost my stupid 3rd 0. But before I lost it, oh my gosh, I did get the toe done. Now for this one, I finished the sock, and then I got home and I'm like, okay, now I gotta put, you know, Boo, and I decided to do it on the bottom of the toe. Well, let me tell you, a duplicate stitch, when you have to wad this whole thing up, roll it up and try to get in there with your needle, I'm like, okay, dummy, like next time I'm just gonna get to about here, and then I'm gonna do the duplicate stitch thing. So I did that last night, and that's the other toe. Eek! These are so cute. I really, though, I'm gonna go probably to, I don't know, tomorrow? Well, I could go to, I might be able to go to Sugar River at night tomorrow. I'll see. I can't remember. It seems like there's something I had to do. But specifically, I'll go there just to see if, I know she's got flexi flips. I don't know if she's got a 0. I did mean to just call the shop today to say, hey, do you have some? Can you put them aside? I hate to buy another set of these, but I mean, I'm not gonna be able to use these again unless I get another one. And where the heck is it? I checked every single bag from the Colorado trip. I finished the sock in Denver last weekend before last. It's Tuesday. It's Wednesday. Thank God. Yeah, weekend before last. So I don't know, is it in the couch cushions or something at Zach's or what? I'll have to ask. But anyway, I'm started on sock number 2 for one of my sock pairs, so that's good. I really wanted to have this done before the next meeting for show and tell, but I'm gonna have to make sure I get a hold of some size 0 flexi flips, because let's just shell out money for everything, be careless and lose stuff. Anyway, okay, So then I decided at, I think I said this in the last episode, at Sheep and Wool I got an Addy, like, I think it's like, I don't know if it was a Rocket Tips or what they were, but a 9-inch 0 to try doing some, first of all, socks in sock weight, fingering weight yarn on a 0 to see if I could tweak the size even more to fit my foot better. And to try that, I had at some point, I had a needle that I bought at a Sheep and Wool several years ago and never used it for socks because I got into 2 at a time and couldn't find it. So I got another one and got to the hotel on, I was gonna start this sock Friday night at the hotel in Milwaukee and have a total of 4 socks to work on during, you know, and have the, you know, totally the great sock experiment, the great needle experiment during the trip. And I'm trying to use this single 9-inch size 0 needle to start a Turkish cast on a toe on that sock. And I'm like, this is not working. I'm just gonna try and use my flexi flips and just do it and make it. I'm like, something's telling me maybe you don't use this kind of needle for toe up. I've done, I think, one kind of pair of socks. I think it was the Curio socks last year that were top down. I don't think I've done any other top down ones. I don't think, because the Pigs in a Blanket and DRK Everyday are all toe up. And I think those are the only socks I've done before, other than that one other pair. So I didn't know, because I'd never used a 9-inch needle before either. So I was just like, I'm not taking this yarn, I just put it away, put this needle away, I won't take it, and just kept knitting on my other ones. I started, where'd you go? The DK weight sock with the honey, or the Bumblebee Acres yarn that I loved so much. This was that Scarecrow something colorway. Please stop looking at my face and focus on this gorgeous colorway that I love. Oh my god, oh, I love it so much. So this one's going really well. This looks kind of big, this part of the heel, relative to the fingering weight socks that I have. But when I put it on, it doesn't feel like it's like this big giant heel hanging off. It's still, you know, the negative ease of the 2x2 rib. Isn't that just gorgeous? It looks like Indian corn to me. It looks like candy corn and Indian corn. No, this looks like candy corn and Indian corn had a baby and made really pretty whimsical Indian corn. This just looks like freaking cool Indian corn. I just love it. It's so pretty. Yeah, so when I put this on, it hugs my foot pretty nicely, and then the length is good, so this is gonna be good. But I had to I completely winged it, and you know what? Did I write down where I started? Where I increased to? How many increases I made in the heel? No, I did not. No, I don't think that I did. So maybe I'll do that after I'm done here before it gets too far out there, because I pretty much just did this and I think I can figure it out. But I also learned to follow the small size. That helps. So I've been learning. I've been tweaking things, tweaking where how I do this. So anyway, I'm doing DK. That's working out really well. I worked on that a little bit on the Disney trip, but obviously powered those out. So then when I went to Colorado, I recalled that there was a yarn shop there that Tom had gone to when he went to visit his kids in Colorado, like literally the week after we started dating in 2023. And he'd already, by our conversation on our first date number 1, knew that I was a big knitter, and he brought me a sticker from this yarn shop in like an indoor market kind of a place in the Denver area called the Slipped Stitch. Hi. Yeah, I don't have my water bottle that has that on it, but it's called the Slipped Stitch, I believe. I will make sure I correct myself if I'm wrong. Fantastic knit shop, and thanks for being a fantastic knit shop, by the way, because I did some damage there when I did not. And I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm just like on the freaking sock train. And you guys all saw how much sock project yarn I bought at Sheep and Wool. And let's not forget all of the sock project stuff I have in there. Oh my God. But now all of a sudden I'm like, who needs to buy a sweater's quantity worth of yarn when you can buy a sweater's quantity worth of yarn for 6 different projects called socks? I'm gonna need a new piece of furniture in which to put all of my socks. So anyway, I didn't take my 9-inch needle with me on the Colorado trip. Don't ask me why, but I didn't. I took a bunch of other things, and I think I pretty much worked on everything I took. When I was at that shop, I asked the lady, "Are you a sock knitter?" And I kind of talked to her a little bit about, have you used a 9-inch needle? And I said, I'm pretty sure, based on what I just tried to do with this sock experiment that I'm doing, that it's a top-down thing. She's like, yeah, the 9-inch needles really start top down, and then obviously you kitchener the toe. So I was like, fantastic. I'm gonna get, she had chow goo, so I got a chow goo, and there's a whole thing there. Long story short, I'm not gonna go into it, it's boring, but I did end up going back again because she didn't put the needle in my bag or charge me for it, and I really wanted to start on this ball of yarn, this cake of yarn, which is, I cannot pronounce this. Araucania yarns. This is Hawasco. I'm normally good at pronouncing things. Sock in their Twilight paints. This is the colorway Sweet Escape. But here is my face isn't there. Why do I still have to put my damn hand up for you to be able to focus? Anyway, that's the brand of yarn. I just really liked this colorway. It was, camera's not doing it justice. It's turning out good, I think. Oh, it looks pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty. I didn't think I had anything all that similar to it. And this is what the sock's turning out like. And this is the vanilla sock, which I actually like better than the Pigs in a Blanket. I really like this heel. The Pigs in a Blanket socks that I have made before have like horrible heel holes in the way that the gusset is done. And so this one has none, 0. So I really like that. This is on, I actually really like this. I really like the flexi flips. The only thing that I don't like about the flexi flips, and it has nothing to do with the flexi flips themselves, it's that I'm so used to I'm glad I started doing those socks with the flexi flips before I left for my trip, because what I realized that I was doing every single time I got to the end of the row or the end of the needle was I would drop that third needle. It's just drop it onto my lap, I land on the couch, on the floor, whatever, and I could just see myself if I had started right out of the gate, pretty much at Disney, and hadn't worked with them for about a week or so, I would just be in line, knitting, dropping it on the floor, every time. So I still kind of do it every once in a while, but that's rude, scratching your armpit. Sorry, but I've gotten better at remembering that I have to hold on to that needle because it's not attached to anything. It's not attached to a long cord, it's just by itself. So I do love working with the flexi flips. I guess I can only say the other problem that I have with the flexi flips is that apparently I'm very good at losing the third one, which is really annoying. Maybe what I should do is not always end at the end of a needle, but so there's 3 needles in the project so that it doesn't go away, doesn't slip out of the bag, because they're just little and they're slippery. But I really like these 9-inch needles, and I really like the zeros. So I think that for me, for the projects that I've been doing, the size small with a 0 is hitting the target. I mean, I guess I should probably leave the jury to deliberate until I get all the way to the toe on this one, but I have managed to squeeze this one on to make sure that the heel fit and that this wasn't, too narrow. I think it's pretty good. I probably should try it again though. Maybe it's a little snug, but we're gonna try. Anyway, really, really like that. I think that's my sock project. Wait, what's in here? Oh, that's Eek. Let me put Boo in here with Eek. All right. That's my sock situation, my sock update. So if you have not tried Flexi Flips and you're willing to, fork over about 25 bucks, whether you're ordering them from wherever or I was able to get them through Wool & Company and they shipped pretty quickly. If you don't have a local yard shop that has them. I know Sugar River has them. I'm not sure about Sausier or Spry Whimsy in the Madison area. I'm not sure. I just don't remember. I never looked for them there. I ordered them online and then I happened to see them at Sugar River. I never even thought about going. I didn't. Oh, look. Okay, so what else? What else? Let's jump to some things I've acquired before I show you some more updates. We'll just kind of. So maybe we'll start with all the fiber. So Jill Duarte of Hip Strings was at it again with posting beautiful fiber on Instagram, and I bit like a shark. I was only able to get two braids of this. So I said, if you dye more of this, because this is not one of those like, she calls them, what do they call them? Independent study, where it's like, oops, I was trying to do this thing and I ended up doing something different and wasn't an intended colorway, and so here we go. Here's a bunch. It's an independent study. This is all I have. This one has a name and it looks like something that they've dyed before, so hopefully I can get more of this. This is on 80% Cornwall wool and 20% Tusset silk. The colorway is the Stacks. Oh my god. What the hell is this? What the hell is this? It's beautiful is what it is. This hit me like the independent study that I bought a ton of from them like, I don't know, 3 years ago. That I did complete the skin and now it is going to be at least a traveler shawl, which is in progress. This is becoming a languishing with. Let me tell you, the traveler shawl, and I would guess all of the traveler series for Avery Maury just because it's the same like stitch pattern, is surprisingly not easy to just leave and pick up if you don't explicitly write where you left off in the pattern. You would think that you'd be able to figure it out, but I have like a few places where one ridge is noticeably, you can tell it's just a little thicker than the other, wider than the other, because I thought I knew where I was at and whatever. It's the design. I'm gonna just pull out the second one too, because they're probably looking the same on camera, but we shouldn't be unfair from one braid to the other. Look at that. I like, ugh. Jill's magic. She's just magic. But wait, there's more from Hip Strings because, well, after I got this, there was a little post on Instagram of something super cute and small, and I was like, well, I can't just order this and pay shipping. That's about the same amount of money. But I have to have these little guys, and I got 2 of them. I think they were the only 2 left. Maybe I just bought 2. I don't remember. Come on now. Oh my god. And I have 2 of them. Look at this little axolotl. Oh, shut up. Shut the hell up. I needed it. They're actually zipper pulls. But I mean, I guess you could use them like stitch markers. Maybe on really big yarn. I don't know. I just had to have them. So in order to, you know, not just buy those for like $14 total and pay shipping, that was almost as much. I'm like, what fiber does she have in there that I kind of like? And I'd seen this colorway. This is 50% Southdown, 20% Dorset hornwool, and 20% bio nylon. So I think that'll probably be really good for the sock then. It's a little sheepy with a hint of something not sheepy, which maybe it's the nylon. I don't know. Bio nylon. I don't know what that means. Farmers markets. So good. So very good. Oh. She kills me with her colorways a lot of the time. There was only one of these, so I was only able to get one, but I think I have not spun with Southdown and Dorset horn before, or bio nylon for that matter, or any nylon. No, yes, I have. Have I? Merino nylon fiber? No, actually, I don't think I have. Spun with one that had nylon in it. That wasn't mine. So yeah, I think if this is gonna be a good sock yarn, then I only need one anyway. I didn't need this. I got this so that I could get the axolotls without spending as much in shipping as I did for the axolotls, so. Oh well. I would buy this in another fiber. I would buy this colorway again for something, maybe. But probably first I would look to make sure I don't have something similar in the closet. Okay, I have my fiber here. This is from my club. Oh, I got a couple subscriptions that showed up in the meantime. Sorry about the ASMR. This is my September? Either September or August or September subscription for Three Waters Top of the Month Club. This is Bated Breath on Corriedale. I think it's pretty. And at least it's not rainbow. I feel like they were sending rainbow for the whole entire summer. After I joined again, they just kept sending some variation of rainbow that looked like it kept sending the same thing. So that's pretty. And I feel like I have others in there that would combo spin up with this really nicely, so that's good. And then this I just got today. This is the September Hello Yarn Fiber Club. This is 23 micron Targhee, and I love Targhee. The Mabel Emily spin that I'm working on is Targhee. I love it. I don't think, something about the shape of this bag, and I'm not sure it's going to translate as well. So I'll just pull out a little bit of this braid. It's pretty. I kind of wonder if it would go with last month. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Just had you out. Where'd you go? Which is Ravenswing, which is all purples and a little bit of greeny brown. I think they might as a combo. I don't know. A fractal with that. This has got the purples and it's got that greenish. This has got, I mean, I think that could be a combo. Well, do those two a little fractal. See what else I have in there from Hello Yarn from before. See, that's why it's not so bad to, you know, not get too braids every time if you have a subscription. Just have to be calm and patient and wait for more months to come through and see what happens. So there's more Colorado stuff. I decided that in addition to the National Parks hats that I am knitting for Christmas presents for Tom's kids, Zach, if you're listening right now, you know about the hats. I don't know that you listen to this or any of you listen to this, but if any of you are on here, fast forward like 20 seconds or 30 seconds. I decided to do fast forward, just in case. I decided to do woobles because I know that Harry likes bumblebees or bees in general, and so I was like, oh, I want to make him the bumblebee. And then I was like, well, I can't make Harry a wooble and not make everybody a wooble. So I decided to get woobles for everybody. And then I got the ghost for myself. Where did he go? Did I bring him upstairs? Oh my God, did I not bring him up here? But I think I posted it on Instagram, didn't I? My little wooble guy, this guy. What's his name? Snooky. Snooky, I would not have named that Snooky the ghost, but he's really cute. And it was cool. I did do it in a few hours. It's fun. So I ordered my first bag of woobles. I have Clint the cactus. That seems appropriate. Very cute. Toast the Shiba Inu, or whatever dog that could be. Doesn't have to be a Shiba Inu. Oh, Cornelius the bee. This is the one that started it all. I mean, I had been thinking about doing this anyway. I really was thinking because a friend of mine may have mentioned, Anne Veith did some Minecraft character woobles for her grandson, and that got me thinking about Minecraft woobles maybe for my little niece because she's starting to get into Minecraft. Then I went this route instead. I got them for grown-ass people. And then, what's his name? Felix the fox. Super cute. So I gotta get on those, but those take no fair that crochet projects. I mean, granted it's a guy that's about this big, but literally like I did it watching, I don't know, some game. Packers? Brewers? I don't know. Not sporty. Okay. Some Milwaukee team that Tom was watching. I was watching too, but I was mostly crocheting. What else? So this, so from, before I go there, while I was at Disney, I ordered that beautiful blue yarn fiber from Hip Strings that came across my feed while I was at Disney, and also oh my God, I cannot remember. Oh, there is gray in here. Fantastic, Michelle. Well done. Oh no, I got gray. Just look away while I have a conversation with myself. Okay. I found a really cute pattern, and since then, this designer has come up with a second pattern that are Halloween themed colorway. Strand of colorwork socks. One is called the Haunted Forest socks. The other one is called something Halloween related that I can't think of right now, but I think of it, I'll put it in the notes below. So I went a searching on all my favorite dyers websites for mini skeins, possibly, or little kits that might match, and Sun Valley came through in the clutch with a, okay, they start here, this purple here. I'm not gonna take all these colors, and then gray was one of the colors that's used. I mean, these are very similar to the colors that the designer used, very, very similar. Obviously, this is like a Halloween-y sort of theme colorway, gradient kit. And then I also needed some white first, like the moon and like a couple things that have little whites of their eyes and that kind of thing, which I found. I found, shockingly, some earth yarns in white at the shop in Colorado. So, okay. The yarn shop is not called the Twisted Stitch. It's called the Tangled Ball. I mean, I've been at work all day braining, so please forgive me. Love the Tangled Ball. I just have no brain cells working at this time of night. All right, so I will, from here, I will move on to what did Michelle buy at the Tangled Ball in Colorado, outside of Denver? Well, I found a small skein of white yarn to go with the Halloween kit. Let's be real, I'll wear Halloween socks any time of year anyway, so whatever. If I don't get them done for Halloween, it does not matter. That's not new. Okay, and then I found, and I have it coming, but what did I do? I joined somebody's subscription. Is it Freckled Whimsy again? It's a problem when you don't even know. But it's it's gotta be Freckled Whimsy because it wasn't Gauge Dye Works. Although I'm glad that they're shipping to the US again, so that's good. I just got them and I was like, okay, thank you for letting me know. I have to walk away. Yeah, I think it was Freckled Whimsy, but it's not the Halloween one anymore. I would, what the heck one would I go with? I went with another one that looked like it would be good. Like the color combinations were probably gonna be pretty good. So that won't start until, I don't think I get a shipment until November. So I think they're holding on to I think I got a mini skein of a self-striping, because what pulled me into that was a post on their Instagram about they had like some ankle socks that were gray on the front end and the back end, and then kind of right in the middle on the arch of the foot where was the self-striping part. I was like, gotta do that. So I got just some Heritage Superwash Merino Nylon gray, and then it'll be like these colors. I think they must have had a like a Zodiac self-striping series, and this was it Cancer or Gemini? I think it's Cancer. Just some pretty muted colors that stripe that'll just, yeah, these will be pretty. I'll probably do ankle socks, but I might do, not ankle socks, footies. Like, what am I trying to say? Footy. Does anybody call them footies? You know, ankle socks going up your ankle a little bit, but like, what am I trying to say about like, I'm just gonna call them a footy. Look it up. Then I also found a couple of other, you know, why not, pretty speckly, variegated soft yarn offerings at the Tangled Ball. This is a color, what the heck? This is a dyer I've never heard of before called 29 Bridges, and they're out of Maryland, where I used to live at one point. Thank goodness no more. Sorry Maryland people, but it was not my jam. This is called Pet Rock, for the rest of you from Gen X and before. It looks like somebody smashed somebody's head with Pet Rock is what it looks like to me. I didn't think about that before. But I'm gonna do toe and heel with that color. Oh, that's pretty. And then I also could not say no to this purple, because it's purple. And it's that same dyer that I can't, but I'm probably not pronouncing correctly. And then I'm gonna do just a green toe and heel. Probably one of these will be DRK Everyday, and the other will be the vanilla sock. God, I actually really like that vanilla sock pattern. I don't need anything fancy when I have a really cool yarn, you know. If I want to do something with a pattern, or, you know, I've obviously got some where I'm doing color work, but I don't, you know, I just want socks that I made myself. So the quicker and easier they are to knit up, the faster I get through them. Just let the yarn do the work and just pick a simple pattern. All right, what else is it? Oh, some of this stuff I just brought up from downstairs. I did buy a little thing of gray Oh no, I did this for a reason. That wasn't, never mind. They have their own little containers of cords. So I was like, what the heck? And somewhere I got a couple other just little stuff like this. Oh, I got another little thing of Cocoa Knits, the tiny just circle stitch markers, because where the hell are they always when I go to find them? And I just really like those. They're simple and cute, and I know sometimes you just don't want something dangling. You just want to, you know, if you have to, especially if you have to use quite a few of them in a project. And then the end keepers, is that what they're called? End minders. I got a few of them, and I think I showed them at my Wisconsin Sheep and Wool haul. There was like mine, I picked ones that were like dogs, sheep, and kittens, dogs, sheep, and cats. This one I think is all sheep, and they're just a completely different maker. But they're actually really handy, and you know, I got several whips going, so I needed more than like whatever 6 I got at Sheep and Wool, so I got another package of those. The Tangled Ball. Oh, this is not. This is the last thing I went back and got when I went back to get the needle that was not in my bag. Again, fell victim to suggestive sell on Instagram. I have used Shopawol's zebra balls before, like the crazy zebra balls for a shawl by Sea West years ago, and that was, I mean, this is basically the same thing as, well, hand spun, but also the same thing as like Feederbrook or Spin Cycle, really what it is. And I remember at the time just being like, this is so cool, it just keeps changing. And so they have this is their sock base, Crazy Boys. And if you use 2 different ones, and what's cool about it, and this also just made me go, oh, it's so cute, I have to do this. If you take 2 different ones and you just stripe them, then the self-striping becomes even more self-stripy. And you have socks with all kinds of coordinating stripes. And what I really think is super cool about this is that these all have their own name. This is Christian, and this is Willie. And what? Oh no, sorry, hold on. Sorry. What is this one called? This one's Ludwig. And on Ludwig's tag, it indicates that Ludwig basically goes well with, he's friends with Joachim or Christian. This is Christian. So if you look through the basket and see like, oh, there, these are, so this one's more blue, but it does, and it also shows nicely how it stripes out. Can you even see that? So it's mostly blue. It's more tonal than anything compared to this one, which changes more. So this is a pair of socks that are, I'm just gonna alternate and stripe. And I'm gonna do it with, I'll probably just do the vanilla socks. I'm going back to work after this, folks, to write on a report. It's gonna turn out really well. Luckily, at this point, I'm just like plugging things in from a pre-report and putting them in. But I'm trying to take a little mental break here, is what I'm doing, and I'm seeing how like deranged I've become after just 3 days of work this week. On top of the last 2 weeks. Following along on that theme with the zebra balls, the shovel, these are zebra balls. These are the crazy zebra balls. So cool. They also show the stripe pattern that they do, but they don't have the nice little thing where they say who they like to play with. So I just picked 2 that looked very similar to me. So I'm gonna do the same thing. This is probably gonna make like 2 pairs of socks. So who knows? Maybe I'll make some for me and some for some lucky other person like Emma or Tom, if he likes how they look. But I think these are gonna just make like a lot of different, really, I don't know. I'm crazy. I'm on the sock train all of a sudden. despite the fact that I already had a lot of sock yarn in there and I didn't need more. But suddenly that's my excuse for buying more yarn. I think that is all of the things that I personally acquired. I have a gift. That's going to be the last thing I show is my Christmas gift, my early Christmas gift from my yarn daddy, Tom. But first, I'll show you some progress. This is a Nebula, which is knit up with Farmer's Daughter Fibers Oh Dang DK, and I love it. I'm wondering like how long it's going to be before it actually starts looking like it's a sweater and not a giant cowl. Ooh, I put on some patchouli lotion bar, and it smells nice. Okay, so this sweater, if you have not knit the Nebula or you haven't seen the Nebula, is basically business in the front and party in the back. It has a short row situation at the beginning, and it does bottom up. So it hangs longer in the back than it does in the front. It's shorter. This is like normal, and then the back is lower, and I like that. But I keep like going round and round and round and round and round and round, and I've been like doing color work and color changing stuff and working with, you know, a lot of spin cycle. And I'm loving this color, but it's the same color around and around and around and around, and I'm like, I'll like be like knitting and I'm like, oh look, I'm making progress, and then I'll go to the front, I'll be like, when does the front get longer? I'm at the end of the first ball. This pattern said I needed 3 balls, and I got gauge, allegedly. 3 balls. I'm going to do the short sleeve version, but I'm not a shorty sweater person. It's not going to be like a belly sweater, because I don't do that. And I think it's going to be nice and oversized. It's supposed to be. I need to just stop paying attention to that and being like, okay, you can tell me that I need 10 inches of positive ease. Do I really need 10 inches of positive ease? Okay, whatever. This is already, I've gone down a size smaller than I had been making in the past with sweaters, and it still looks like it's going to be pretty big around. But it is supposed to be roomy and, you know, oversized-y. But I already knew that I was going to do the short sleeve version, because I didn't, you know, I might have to find out if I can, you know, I might have to order another ball. I mean, I'm just like, or another skein. I don't feel like this is going to make it. If this is the end of this first skein, and that's where I'm at. But I do love, it is so soft if you have not. I love Surrey. Like, I don't know if I've mentioned here how much I really don't like mohair. And I don't dislike the way that it looks, especially if you're doing, like, holding it with another yarn. It is a little, to me, it is itchy on the skin. I hate knitting with it because it sticks to itself so badly. And inevitably I'm going to have to frog or tink to some degree in most projects. And it's just a nightmare to pull apart. And I have not admittedly tried the freezer trick, so maybe that's like, ooh, but I don't like it well enough in general to fuss with it. And so every once in a while I'll be like, well, okay, yeah, that does look good. I'll use some mohair. Okay. But Surrey alpaca, oh, I don't think I'll ever reach for mohair again if I can find the same kind of thing in a Surrey alpaca. And it sticks to itself, kind of like mohair, but it's not, I don't think it's as bad, and it's way softer. I think that thing is going to be warm, so that's going to be a deep in the heart of winter sweater, I think. And it's not even like, it's not super thick and heavy at all, but just sitting there with it on my lap when I'm knitting it, and that's all the bigger that it is, and I'm like, this is gonna be hot. All right. I have, you know, I don't normally go this long in between, as you know, but when I do, it's like, all I have to talk about is crap I bought. Sorry about that. I started Tom's gardener scarf, which is the Maxim, wow, today. Max the Knitter, his pattern. And I really like the way it's coming out. This is fun, and I love that that's Witching Hour, the one that's color changing. And you can't really tell yet, but it is just starting to color change. There's changes coming on that blue stripy yarn, and it's gonna be cool. I'm very excited about it. So this yarn, where are we here? Where's the skein I'm looking at? Oh, they're all just exploding. I'm pretty sure it's, oh no, it's this one. So it's very soon gonna morph into more of just the light blues. This got caught when I was balling it up. Dang it. Seriously, my face is nowhere to be found. So this one doesn't start to get into the darker blues until about halfway through, and then the second half of the cake does more like that. It got hung up on my Swift and it snapped, and so I had to make 2 smaller balls. But I do also really, really like this Farmer's Daughter Fiber. The Lazy Moose colorway is a really pretty rich brown, so liking it. And it's pretty soft. I like it. I think it's gonna be really, it's a really simple slip stitch pattern. It's just gonna be a bit of a slog because this is a scarf. And it looks to me like in the picture it's a relatively long scarf. So we've only just begun, boys. It's gonna be a while. And this one's in my ghost bag from Fats Pool. Okay, so those are the 2. I worked on those and done in Colorado. And I have not made a whole lot of progress on my Ooey Gooey sweater yet. So good thing I'm not going to Rhinebeck next week. Or this weekend. But I have made progress on both of my Ooey Gooey cowls. So this is the original one that I got. Did I get this? I think I just ordered this yarn. No, this is my, this is Utopia Tapestry, not cider, tapestry, and this is the Fiber MacGyver Cantaloupe. Looking pretty, liking it. I gotta pull this up so you can see the dot with Surrey. So this is the Surrey that's lace weight that's held double. Oh my goodness, I've got these. This is maybe not the best idea to have both of these in the same bag. And then I had points on the Farmer's Daughter Fiber website. Guess how that happens? And so most of this combination came from that order. I might have done this between, I think I did. I think this yarn was ordered and arrived between the last podcast and this one, the last episode and this one. But this is, again, FOMO from somebody else's project. This is Slow Burn, which is a spin cycle. Jesus Christ. That is, I think, a Farmer's Daughter Fiber exclusive colorway. And so here again, when I look at it in this light, as I thought, this is a charcoaly gray. In some lights, this is very distinctively green, like a gray green. But we're gonna go with it looks gray, right? Right? Freaking look at that. Oh my God. Again, you have to see this dot, and I'm not quite to the second dot yet. Look what this does. Look what this dim dam does. Oh. Okay, you're supposed to be over here, sir. Okay. Look where we're changing to. We're changing into these blues from these oranges. Damn it all. Anyway, look at that. And then same colorway, but it just like goes into that situation. Oh my God, Slow Burn. And I can't remember the name of this gray colorway that right now looks very distinctively gray. It's very two-faced because wherever I was working on it last, I was like, oh, I'm seeing green. Oh, was it might have been at midnight the other night in the light, which was very the lighting in the new, shout out Sugar River Yarns in Mount Horeb, the new storefront, which is amazing and beautiful. Congratulations, Stephanie. Just very distinctly green. And I was like, I mean, it was like that. I literally was like, because I had not ever looked that green before. And I honestly thought it was gray. So it's one of those things where it just kind of changes depending on the light that you're in, which is not uncool. It still goes with the spin cycle. So now that we're ironically stashing down, yeah, that's what I have. I'm gonna really try to rein it in. I do need to order 3 more kits for the hats that I'm doing. I think I said this, but if I did not, because I don't want to buy like full skeins of all of the yarns that are, so at least she sends me the partial skeins. Nancy Bates, if you get the kits from her site, she just sends you what you need. You don't get like 4 skeins of yarn or however many colors are in the hat, and you're buying the full skeins and you don't need them all. I mean, I did that for the Washington hats, but I was making 4 hats and I actually didn't have enough of one of the colorways. So, by the way, I still haven't finished those. Oh! I think in the Eek socks, I used one of them and it says Nevermore. But check out these cute ass stitch markers. Are you kidding? Oh, Edgar Allan Poe. So the other one is the same, except just in the center it says Nevermore. And then, if you know, you know. You couldn't pass up these cuties. Spook. Oh no, I was gonna sing Spooky, but then I meant to sing Witchy Woman. I'm not gonna do that. You get the idea. They're so cute. I love them. Love them. Are you ready for my Christmas present? So I have become a full-on fangirl of a very unfortunate thing to be a full-on fangirl of, and that is the redesigned project bag line. I have the purple number 9, and this one is from a Stephen West because I could not have a purple one. I have the, I think this is the 9, the one that's the same bag but is bigger as a 10, and I have that in this color brown. I have this, which I got this because I figured it would be a good notions case, but actually a 2 skein sock kit fits in here and then in your purse. So it could be a small sock project bag or a notion case. And then I have 2 of the little pouches to go into these bags. Well, they just keep coming out with better ones and better ones and better ones, and oh my god, shut up right now. I can't even. And so Stephanie had these in the shop last week, and it's a 9-ish, but it's not a 9, it's a 31. I can't remember. I think it's a 31. Who cares, really? It's like a 9. It's a crossbody. Otherwise, it's exactly like the 9, except cooler because it's 2-tone. And Tom actually also really likes these bags. And he's my yarn daddy and he thinks I'm worth it. So this was my Christmas present. And he let me have it early. So I love this design because you open it up and then it just sits flat on the table. And this fits, like, I have the 2 Ooey Gooey cowl kits in there. I had all of my Washington hats in that purple one during the road trip. Plus a 3rd hat, I feel like. And it has, on one side it has the pouch pockets. And it has a place to stick your, no, yes, no, that's just it. That's just the label. It has a nice pocket for silicone, whatever, when you want to dehydrate things or keep them from getting gross, you know, for notions. And here is where you can stick your tapestry needles, and here is where you can stick almost this is where you can stick your needles. Yeah, these are like for needles. So between Fat Squirrel and Redesigned, it's gonna be the death of me. Come on now. Oh, you. There you go. Okay. Oops. God. Smacking myself in the face with it. I think that's all I had to show you. I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else. It's like freaking Christmas Day every time I film an episode. It's just really disgusting, actually. I'm sitting here surrounded by the last few hauls going, God, just dial her down. Anyway, it is a disease. Don't be jealous. I probably share this disease with many of you, so hey there, sister or brother. We're in this together. So we're over an hour, and I'd love to sit here and stall, but I do have to get back to work, and Tom's probably waiting to eat because it's probably past his dinner time, and he's probably down there starving to death watching a Brewers game. It is a Brewers game this time. Brewers Cubs in Chicago. I do know this. We were down by some small amount of points before I came up here, and that was very distressing, even though we're up 2 in the series of 5. I've noticed that it's a thing that men get really upset. We're down 4-1. Where are we in the game? Top of the 3rd. Okay. There's probably time. It's okay. Anyway, don't think I've heard any like outbursts from downstairs because he's kind of right down below where I am. So hopefully all is well, and hopefully they're doing okay. I'm not sporty, but I'm willing to support teams where I live. I'm willing to support teams that my loved ones love. Like, there are a couple of incidences there, you know, where I do have a team, and if they're playing your team, I will root for the other team, but I can be supportive. He can be my yarn daddy. I can say, go Brewers, go Packers. That's fine. So we'll have to see how that's going, and yeah. If you support the Brewers, all right, let's go. Otherwise, just get out there and get your fiber on and try to dial it down if you're stashing like me. I think what it is I'm feeling the squirrel energy, and I'm trying to gather all my nuts for the winter. Forgetting that I have a stash of nuts over there. It is what it is. Until next time.